As we told you, the India Today Comprehensive Sex Survey for 2016 is now out. This magazine is now on stands. You can grab a copy of this to know a non-hypocritical reflection of the society that we are living in. Now, there are some people, even in our newsroom, who are a little concerned about the fact that this show is going on and that we are talking about the findings, but that's the point. As we will reveal over the next half an hour how important this issue is as a subject matter of discourse. And what is truly amazing to find out in this survey is the fact that the middle class, in all ways, in fact more ways than one, is better. Now, the middle class India is not holding back their desires when it comes to experimenting. They are in fact having, as this magazine says, wilder sex and loving it. These are some of the things which have emerged in the India Today Sex Survey this year. We'll be looking at all the major findings in detail on this show. Now let's take a look at the findings in this 13th India Today Sex Survey. Now if you look at this magazine, you will get the Comprehensive Sex Survey. This is out on stands now, but let's take you through the excerpts of what we have been able to gather. Well, take a look at this presentation. Now, among the questions that we asked, the most important was whether sex is very important in a relationship. Let's see how many people. 75% of our respondents, about 4,000, between the mix of 20 as well as 69, say yes, 75%. The next question we asked was, are you sexually compatible with your partner? The answer was yes, 70%. So India is largely satisfied. Are you attracted to your partner? That was the next question that we asked, and we got a 77% as a yes. And the last question in this series was, are you satisfied with your sex life? And it turns out that 86% of our respondents, by extension, India, seems to be satisfied. All right, so you saw the first set of findings as far as India is concerned. Let's now take a look at the methodology that we have followed in carrying out this particular sex survey. Let's load the methodology. Well, the survey was conducted by Marketing and Development Research Associate, or the MDRA. The survey was conducted by this particular agency in collaboration with India Today. There were a total of 4,042 people who were interviewed. 4,042 people who were interviewed to carry out this particular survey. They were aged between 20 and 69. So you can say that we have not concentrated on one particular age group. It's a healthy mix of people who are just out of their teens, right up to the age of 69. It's not that this was concentrated only in the metros. The survey was carried out in 17 cities, 17 cities of the country have participated in this rather comprehensive survey, and the respondents selected were randomly selected to prevent any bias, because usually this can be an allegation that there will be a deep-rooted bias. What sort of people are you profiling? Whether what they are saying is true or not. So there is a healthy mix to prevent that sort of bias from creeping in to this particular survey, and also it was a healthy mix of men and women combined. So that really is the methodology that we have followed. Now, as part of this sex survey, we asked the all-important question, who is the ideal sexual partner? And this question was asked to male and female respondents, about 4,000 of them. Let's take a look at the findings of this particular question that we asked. Ideal sexual partner, one of the categories was one who controls the act. That's 41% according to our respondents. The point number 2 was the experimenting time, people who like to experiment during the sexual act. 34% of the respondents, and mind you, this is a mix of men and women, it's not just men alone. 34% felt that they like the experimentation type. The desire factor, when partners tell one another how desirable they are during the act, 25% of the respondents felt that that is what an ideal sexual partner should really be. All right, joining us at this moment is Madam Jayanti Datta. You are a clinical psychologist. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm also known as a criminal psychologist.
Criminal psychologist, yes. But then there is nothing criminal about
No,
the sex survey, also the act of sex. Ma'am, if you could just take this microphone and speak. Thanks very much for joining us early this morning. I know it's a Friday morning. People usually wouldn't want to get up early this winter morning. But
pretty hectic, yeah.
Yeah, but there are two surveys, two findings in the surveys that we have already put out. One is India Today sex survey asking the question, is sex very important in a relationship? 75% of the respondents have said yes. Are you sexually compatible with your partner? 70% says yes. Are you attracted to your partner? 77% say yes. The more interesting aspect of this survey that we found was when we asked who's your ideal sexual partner. And I feel that a large number of Indians are very, very honest about this particular answer. One who controls the act, 41%. The person who experiments during the act, 34%. And the person who repeatedly says that the other one is so desirable, 25% think that this sort of a person is an ideal sexual partner.
See,
do you think this is honesty?
I would, because this is amazing. Probably this is the first time these people got a chance to respond on this component. So this is a very intimate kind of a thing, and a lot of people have a lot of things to say. And if you have ventured out for the first time, I'm sure they would give you an honest response to this. And there are a lot of changes, you know. If you look at the conjugal relationship, India is really undergoing a lot of changes, especially on these heterosexual relationships.
Now, Ms. Datta, we asked a question to the women.
Yes.
That do they think sex is important? Now, many would say that this is a ridiculous question, but the reason why I'm putting this on air right now, and we'll put those findings up on the screen right now, and if you could take a look also, you will see that the first sex survey that we carried out was in 2003. Now, this is a comparison from 2003, just come along, from 2003 to 2016. The same question was asked in 2003, 66% of them said, yes, sex is important. In 2016, 80% of the women respondents have now said, yes, sex is important. Can you make out some, as a psychologist, do you think that there is something to read over here in these numbers?
Of course. See, earlier, let me tell you one thing, that sex is indeed a biological need, you know. And how you gratify it is something which you learn about, and you have to go by the community, by the society. But there is a lot of awareness about it. Now, see why I said India is going through a lot of changes. You have live-in component.
Absolutely.
You are allowing a live-in this thing. And, you know, people can come out. Now, the girls can come out in the open and say, this is my boyfriend. You don't have to hide it. Society is accepting.
Absolutely.
Remarriages are also accepted. So you have the court, you have the society supporting you.
So you're saying that we are more open in our society now.
Absolutely right. And you have more honest answers. People are no more hesitant, don't have these taboos, you know, to talk about openly about
And do you
sex.
think it's a recent trend, or it's a work in progress?
It's a work in progress. Wait and see what all other things you take out from the closet.
It will be amazing to see that in 2025 maybe, when we carry out the survey, what the findings are going to be.
Of course,
it will be
yes,
dramatic.
it's going to be amazing.
That, would you believe, will be the absolute honest answer?
I would, because even your 66 and 80% is a reflection that people are talking about it. They are more open about it. And you see, if, marriage is not just a relationship, you know, it's not just social relationship.
Absolutely.
You have the biological component into it. I handle marital counseling, and I find that couple of young women come up and say, I'm not happy. The man is doing all right economically, socially, but personally,
I'm not happy.
I'm not happy.
Yeah.
And that is the reason. You know, this is amazing. This kind of trend, 5 years or 8 years back, we would not expect. Now it is on the table.
Okay. Ms. Datta, let's take the next set of graphics that we have prepared as part of this particular survey. And this will again be of interest to you, because it will help you make that same point that you were making just a short while back. Women won't settle for less. What have you tried? This question was asked in 2003 to women. Oral sex. In 2003, 27% said yes. In 2016, 34% of them say yes. Again, an increase in that many years.
See, this is experimentation.
Yes.
And when you are open about this, search and the internet is there. You are curious about it, so you do experiment.
Let's take the other three categories also. Anal sex. In 2003, this question was asked to women. Let's load that graphics. Anal sex. In 2003, 13% of women respondents said, yes, we have had it. In 2016, 22% of them say, yes, we have had anal sex. Next category, bisexual.
No, I would like to put in something here.
Okay.
I have had elite young ladies coming up to me and saying that I want to divorce. I want kind of a separation from this man on demand of this.
Okay.
Because they find it's personally derogatory. It's not experimentation, it's painful. And if your man is asking for it, there is something wrong with the man. And I think a couple of them have gone ahead.
So what you are saying, Ms. Datta, is that yes, many of them may have
Call me
accepted.
Dr. Datta, I will be happier there.
Okay, Dr. Datta.
That's right.
Many of them have said yes to anal sex in 2016, 22% of them. However, you say that there should be a subcategory to show whether they were willingly doing it or not.
Yes,
Okay.
precisely. Because this is often taken as an abuse. And, you're higher the ladder, academically, education-wise, social status-wise, I think you do pay importance to the willingness of your partner. And if the partner is having discomfort, they don't go ahead with it. There are additional consequences of this kind of sex.
Right. Let's take the two other categories, and then we'll take a short break because we've got many more findings from this comprehensive sex survey. Bisexual, 2003, women said, let's load the graphics just before this one. If you could come close. Bisexual, 16% in 2003 said, let's take them all over again. In oral sex, women said in 2003, 27% of them have tried it. In 2016, 34%. This is just a recap of all that we have shown so far. Anal sex, 2003 in 13. In 2016, it's gone up to 22%. Bisexual, very marginal increase, 2003, 16%.
Well, I don't agree with your figure here.
17%.
It's slightly more than the 17%.
Okay, no. Again,
there is a kind of
again. Of the 4,042 respondents, of which there was a sizable amount of women, they have said this. So this is a representation of the society and not.
No, I'm not objecting to any of your other findings. I'm objecting here because during the marital counseling sessions, there are people who come out and say, yes, we do have this kind of, experimentation. And this is true of both the partners. I mean, the girls as well as the men.
Okay. The fourth category is group. Have women tried group sex? In 2003, 6% of the respondents had said yes. In 2016, the figure remains at 6%. This largely remains a taboo, isn't it?
I think it's okay. I agree with your findings.
It's okay, Dr.
It's
Datta,
okay.
right?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay, we are taking a short break at this moment. We'll come back with more findings of the sex survey. We are going to see what the various small towns in India, whether it is Patna, Lucknow, Chandigarh, Indore, Pune and Kochi, are saying about their priorities in sex. And then we'll also concentrate on certain, what we are calling myth busters, that there was a myth surrounding sex and what we have found in our survey. This comprehensive 13th India Today Sex Survey, more details after. We are talking about the comprehensive India Today Sex Survey 2016, which is on stands now. You can read in greater detail about this in the India Today magazine. Some of the findings here on the channel as well. Let's take a look at the next set of graphics that we are loading at this moment. Sex in the city. What does Delhi have on its mind? And this is nothing but hypocrisy. 58% of Delhi says they've never watched porn. Absolutely innocent Delhi says they've never seen porn. 51% of Gurgaon says have faced forced sex in their relationship. There can be some honesty in this. Mumbai, 96% say that they are satisfied with their sex life. In Pune, 86% say they fantasize having orgies with women. 57% in Chennai say oral sex is very important for them. And now to Hyderabad, which has become a very, very, very difficult and scary issue. 37% of the respondents say would love to film their sexual act. And this has led to a lot of suicides also in the past, which is a matter of great concern. And then Bengaluru, where 21% of the respondents said that they get turned on by watching pornography. Now, for the next segment, which is part of this particular survey, is the myth busters. What you popularly believe could be the reality, and what is the reality actually. Myth: men think sex is more important in a relationship than women. 36.3% men agree. 40.4% women say that no, it is important for us also. That is the reality. Next, men do not face forced sex in their relationship. 19.8% men, as well as that figure for women was close to 20%. Again, a myth buster. A myth: men are more adventurous in bed than women. Again, the figure for women is more, 8.6%. These are all myth busters that are part of this extensive survey, sex survey. Dr. Datta, what do you make of this survey and its findings?
The interesting thing is that Delhi doesn't watch porn.
It's rubbish.
It's absolute.
Let's just
because, no,
not be coy about this. It's
Sanket,
rubbish.
There is a component. You've had Damini, you have had so many other things, where the rapist was found to be having this kind of, porn exposures on the mobile itself. So probably there is a component that if you say yes, the police might come hounding for you.
And also there's some news that Delhi police has these USB sticks to catch who's watching porn.
Yes.
So you mean
that is why
Delhi is hiding its reality?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. But largely, what do you think about the survey? The fact that Hyderabad is saying what it is saying, you've got Pune saying what it is saying. Have people opened up as far as the discourse around sex is
Not only
concerned?
that, there is a kind of a trend which you are seeing with various provinces, So what your community grants you access to, you're open about it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think these kind of, what most interesting thing as a psychologist I find is that the women in certain spheres have come out to be scoring more than the men, which is amazing. And I would like to share one thing more here.
Yes.
Because mostly the metropole elite young women are my clients.
Our policemen are not even being provided with basic mine-proof vehicles.
That's right, Radeep, and if we are to just put things into perspective, improvised explosive devices of the type that we saw
about the show, it's pollution-free, it's noise-free, and it's opinion-free. Well, actually it's not, because all we have is our opinion. On the show this